Hello, YouTube. So I'm getting back to that video I wanted to do about the Notary e-journal with from Jurat Inc. And so now I'm ready, and we'll be able to show that information to you on my computer. I can't show you the actual app. You can download the app and do that. But I wanted to talk about some of the challenges that I've run into with this electronic journal. uh, I don't want to speak negatively about it. There's just some certain challenges that I've come across, and for you, if you're a notary, to consider if you want to go with that electronic journal. Hopefully you hear me well. I don't know. Anyway, so it works with your uh, cell phone, tablet. It works both on Apple and Android. I use an Apple iPhone, and I want to get an iPad. I haven't done that yet, but iPad, you need something that's large for people to sign. So when I hooked up that journal and started using it, the first thing I bought was this little pen that that will work on your device. So it has a little tip so people can sign on and not use their finger on my phone. I the first couple of times I had people use their finger, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, that I don't want that. So I want them to have get a real signature. So I bought one of those, and um, then of course in California I have to have the fingerprint reader because I need to capture people's thumbprint for deeds and powers of attorney. So here's the reader. So one of the things that I didn't even think about this until I started using this fingerprint reader is you need a microfiber cloth. So I brought that automatically just to roll it up and store it in my briefcase so it wouldn't roll around in there. And realized after taking people's thumbprints that if you don't wipe off the oil off of the glass, then it's going to mess up the next person's thumbprint. So you'll need that. You need a pen and your device. Now let me just share some of the. Let me show some stuff to you. Let me share my screen. Now let me get ready to share my screen because I need to get where is that info? I want to pull up some pictures that I made for this presentation here, so you can get an idea what is going on. And okay. Hopefully I can open all three at the same time. Who knows? Maybe not. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry, be patient with me. Trying to get organized here. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, or share this right here. So this here is just when you log into their website, it shows the signing details. I made this picture here. You can record notes of the signing if you had any notes. It shows when it started, when you completed it, when it uploaded, and there's a unique identification. Now, the way this works is your journal entry will be uploaded to the web or uploaded to some computer somewhere in Kansas or wherever it's located. And so that's where that upload part works. So you need the internet on your phone or device to be able to have this upload. So the challenge that I had, and I don't know if it's been fixed or not, is I completed a signing, for example, and it would not upload because I was in the middle of the sticks. Okay. So I had to go to my next signing. So I went to my next signing, started another signing, and did that. And then I completed that signing and it uploaded. So what happened is it uploaded my second signing first. Then I was like, oh, okay, I have the internet, and then I uploaded the first signing. Well, it it shows on the, it's supposed to be sequential, and it's based on the upload time, date and time, and not on the completed date and time. So I asked that that be changed so that it will list as the completed date and time, not the upload date and time, because exactly what happened is I couldn't upload at the right time, and look what happened. Now they're out of order, right? Even though it's not out of order in theory, it is on visually. Okay. So now we have our signer's name, which is right here. And it has my address right here, my location. This person came to my house. So that's where they're at. Okay. And then you go down a little bit further and it shows you the document, name, the type of notary act, and the signer name, which I should have blocked out, but hey, there's the signer name. And, and then how much money I collected for the notarization, and then their driver's license information. Okay. And then I collect their thumbprint and their signature, and that's it. You can strike out the entry if you need to, if you made a mistake after it's been uploaded. If you haven't uploaded it, you can delete that draft and start over. So the biggest challenge that I've had here with this is, or last week was, I had a customer that, or I was at a loan signing, loan purchase, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere. This is like 20 minutes from my house. And my internet on my phone just went out. So I'm sitting there, no problem. I'm able to start a transaction. It stores it on your device, no problem. But here's where I ran into a little problem. I needed to add a document name on there, and it's not in the list that I had. So I go new document, start typing it in. It says, oh, you can't do anything because I didn't have the internet. I'm like, okay. So then I had to ask them, hey, you have Wi-Fi? Okay, great. They had Wi-Fi. So I connected their Wi-Fi, and then I was good to go. But if you are a notary in the middle of nowhere, I mean, let's just say like Montana or somewhere. I don't even know if you can use this journal in Montana, but if you're in a place where there's no internet, for example, in the middle of a forest or something, because there's a lot of areas in America that you just don't have cell phone service. You can barely get a phone call out. So that's what my concern is if you can't use your journal because you don't have internet, that's a problem. So what I do, and what I've done to overcome this problem, is I carry a regular paper journal just in case I can't complete a notarization. So in California, what that means for California notaries is, if I can't use my electronic journal, I go to a paper journal. I'm using that paper journal for about a month, or I finish a journal in about 20 days lately. But let's just say you don't have as much work and it might take you a couple months. So you're using your paper journal for a couple months and before you can switch over back to the electronic journal. So that's just something to think about, and you want to keep that in mind, especially if you're in an area which doesn't have good self-service internet provider. You just don't have internet. The other thing is, as a notary, I don't really want to be asking people for their Wi-Fi. Hey, I want your Wi-Fi password because I need to do my journal. That's just something that it doesn't seem professional. So anyway, those are my thoughts about that. So hopefully I put in a request to hopefully make it so that if you need to add a document, you don't need to hooked up to the internet. You can just add it. It will store it on your device and then upload that document name and so forth when you get internet service again. But those are my thoughts about the journal. And for the most, I've been using it for about a month and works quite well. It saves me time. It's designed for loan signings, so you can have loan signing packages built in the software. So before you go to the appointment, you can create all your documents in a loan package. And then when you arrive at the signing, you start the signing, you hit loan package, it loads all the documents for you. And then you just go through and adjust who's on each document signing and so forth, and go through the whole sequence. So there is one other thing that I need to mention about this journal is a lot of people talk about that you can start a draft and then when you get to, so let's just say you have three loan signings in the day, and you go through and you start a draft for each of those and say, okay, this one I'm going to go through the package and I have 20 documents that need to be notarized. This one has 5, whatever, and you're opening all these drafts up and get them ready and so forth. So I don't do that. You can do that if you really want to. The reason I don't do that is because it records the start time and the end time. So I don't want it to show, hey, you started your signing at 8 in the morning, for example, and the signing is at 5 p.m. and now you complete at 6 p.m., for example, took you an hour or something. And then you're like, okay, starts at 8, ends at 6. That's kind of weird, If I'm just thinking about if you were ended up in court and you're printing this thing out and the attorney's like, why did you start at 8 and end at 6? Are you just, what are you gonna say? Well, I got prepared in the morning and put all these documents in, and then that's just how the software works, So I don't want to go through some explanation like that. That's the reason when I get there, I start the signing there and start, collect their IDs, so forth, and go through the process at the table. Okay. So if you want to be prepared, you don't want to enter, 20 documents, because I do that. I sit there, start and go add deed of trust, add power of attorney, whatever I'm adding each and every time, which actually it slows down the process when you do that. But if you don't want to do that, you can go through the package and say, okay, I'm going to have a deed of trust, power of attorney, compliance agreement, and so forth. And you see all those and you make a package and say, okay, this is a fidelity package, for example. Okay, fidelity, boom. And you save that in there, okay? And then you have your document. So when you get to the signing, you log in, you go you get their IDs, loan package, load the loan package, fidelity loan package that you saved, and it drops all the documents in there, and then you go for it. And then, maybe a month from now, you get a fidelity package again, and then it hopefully has the same documents. If it doesn't, you can load that and then add the 1 or 2 that are missing at the signing table, however you want to do it, or add or adjust it before you go there or whatever. So those are my thoughts on that, and hopefully it's helpful for somebody. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can contact me directly, or if you have any questions, leave a comment. If there's some specific topic you want me to discuss, I'll be happy to do that. You can leave a comment about that. If if it's something that has been addressed on YouTube in the past, or and there's somebody that talks about it better than me, I'm going to refer you to that YouTube person. There's a lot of notaries on YouTube that share information, and some of them are a lot more knowledgeable on some of these subjects than I am. But I'll try my best and try and answer anything that I can. Thanks and have a great day.